First Ascents is an organization that provides whitewater kayaking and outdoor adventures for young adults with cancer, really to help them find themselves and recover emotionally, physically, spiritually. There's still not a lot for young adults with cancer. We wanted to provide this beacon of light and give them something that nobody else was giving them.
Having to go through treatment, being on disability, and barely being able to cover my expenses, and having my family live with me parts of the time, I couldn't hack it. So it just kind of puts you down into the spiral of, your egos being blown, your self-reliance that you've built up at, my age. It just kind of deteriorates and you go into a depression.
It was quite the turn coming from an active lifestyle and thinking you're healthy, being told that you have cancer. It was kind of quite the blow. I didn't know any other people my age that had cancer, so having people from all across the country that you can reach out to, it's wonderful.
I'm actually 37, so I'm one of the older campers. At first I was hesitant because there are 18-year-olds here, and I thought, what the heck am I going to have in common with an 18-year-old? But because we all have cancer in common, they understand my fears of radiation. They understand what I'm going through with my family and my friends rallying around to help me. And it doesn't really matter what age you are. I just feel like I have all these new brothers and sisters.
I was not a paddler before. I'm more of a telemarker, snowboard, rock climber, and I was a little worried about getting back into those sports after having cancer. And being out on the water actually gave me that extra, you can do it. It gives you that confidence again.
The thing is, it's like this is the time in their life when you're just gaining independence, real independence for the first time. Either it's your first job or you're starting a family or you're in school, and then all of a sudden you're dependent again. You're dependent on your family, on your friends, on financial entities that you didn't have to be before. Insurance becomes a big deal. So there's services out there, but there's nothing that's doing directly what we're doing as far as using nature to kind of get your identity back, using challenge to realize that you're not fragile.
First Ascents encouraged me to want to engage in life. It definitely gave me an oomph to go and to get motivated and do anything again. I went and bought myself a kayak and I definitely see this as being a forever sport for me. Not just because it's fun, but there's some memories attached to it that's I'll never forget. It's part of my life.
This foundation belongs to everyone who makes it happen, and so much of that is just kind of digging deep and pulling out a checkbook and writing a check to ensure that we can provide these programs, as much as it is being a counselor or being a participant. All those things together make everyone in some way a founder of this program.
Cancer is one expensive disease, whether you have insurance or not, and most people wouldn't be able to pay. You're paying your mortgage, you're paying for school, and you're paying for cancer. You really are not in a position for these extra things. So First Ascents is free of charge to everybody.
Somebody gave me enough money to cover my expenses for a whole week. Somebody was giving enough to give me an opportunity to help myself, help me be able to live again in some aspects. I would do anything and everything to help more people have this experience.
From the start, I decided that this foundation was going to be free to all who attended, and that cost would never be a limiting factor. And I didn't know exactly how that was going to play out. I just knew that that's how it had to be. We had a very big landmark at First Ascents, and that was one man went out and chose to raise a huge sum of money for our programs. And before Brent Goldstein came along and did this, I didn't think it was actually possible to raise this much money.
Well, Brent Goldstein and I go way back. We were friends since we were 6 years old, and he's been with me through thick and thin. And when he told me that he was going to do the Leadville 100 bike race and he was going to raise money for First Ascents, I was I was really touched. And when he sent his letter out to his colleagues and to his friends, and he kind of told our story, I went home and I just cried. It was just an amazing thing he did, and his goal was $40,000, and he raised $80,000. With him raising that much money, he made a big difference in a lot of people's lives. He's like, I'm gonna keep doing this. I want to be the top fundraiser every year. It's gonna take somebody, he's looking for a challenger to knock him off the pedestal. But right now, he's the winner, in so many ways. He made a difference in my life, in First Ascents, the organizational life, and the lives of everybody that attends.
He impressed all of us so much that we've actually created an award in his honor that will be passed down every year to the largest single fundraiser at First Ascents. And so I can't tell you how honored I am to be presenting this, and how delighted I am that Brent is a part of this foundation. And I would just like to say thank you, Brent Goldstein, and congratulations for winning the first ever Golden Paddle Award. And hopefully next year your name will be on it again, because I know you're trying. So thank you.